Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and I'm just kind of responding to the quote-unquote debate that was actually a 90-minute campaign ad for the Harris campaign. I am disgusted with how Trump handled Kamala on abortion. As soon as she started talking about women not getting care and bleeding out in the parking lot, he should have pounced on her with both feet like a tiger on its prey and said, yes, I have heard those stories about doctors refusing to provide care to pregnant women, claiming it's because of abortion laws. Let me tell you, your response to that is absolutely appalling. Instead of going after those doctors, and you should go after those doctors, those laws are very clear. The laws are very clear that there is nothing stopping a doctor from providing care to a pregnant woman if her life is in danger. But you're expecting us to believe that these doctors can't provide blood transfusions to pregnant women, that they can't admit pregnant women to the hospital, that they can't tell the difference between a dead baby and a live one to provide miscarriage care. That's what you're expecting us to believe. And you're making excuses for these doctors. Let me tell you, these doctors are either so stupid that they should not have a medical license. If you can't tell the difference between obstetric care and an abortion, you are too stupid to be a doctor. If you can't tell the difference between a transfusion and an abortion, you are too stupid to be a doctor. You are a danger to your patients just out of pure stupid. But you're expecting us to believe that there are doctors out there that are really that stupid that it's okay for them to have a license? I think that it may be even worse than that. I'm not going to say. I think the American public can put two and two together and see what would happen if a doctor refuses to provide a transfusion to a pregnant woman because he claimed abortion laws make it illegal for him to do a transfusion. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely absurd. The American people know the difference between a miscarriage and an abortion. And the other thing is about the women bleeding to death in the parking lot. That's what's happening at abortion clinics. There was an abortion clinic in Alabama. A woman was bleeding so badly she could barely walk. The pro-lifers got a picture of this poor woman who could barely walk being helped out to her car. They discharged her. They sent her home. She never made it home. She bled to death on the way home. But because of the Dobbs decision, Alabama voters were allowed to decide that they didn't want that sort of thing for women in their state. And that abortion clinic is no longer an abortion clinic. They don't do abortions anymore. They provide actual medical care to underserved women. So women are getting actual medical care instead of bleeding to death on the way home. And you say you're against women being sent out to bleed to death, but you want that place to stay an abortion clinic and keep doing what they did to that woman? I think it's appalling, and I think the American people are a lot smarter than you give them credit for. They know the difference between a transfusion and an abortion. They know the difference between obstetric care and an abortion. They know the difference between a dead baby and a live baby. But you want them to think that this is so complicated that even doctors can't understand it? You need to hold those doctors accountable, and you need to hold the abortion lobby accountable and stop just doing their bidding every time they open their mouths and tell you what they want you to do for them. That's what Trump should have said.